it up. It's The Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Hall.
I saw you that first night, you took me under your spell. I thought you were heaven sent, but you turned my life to hell. The things you said, you painted a picture in my head. Well, I thought our world was meant to be. Yeah, now I know that you were smooth, but you took it too far. So now you got cookie jar. Busted, baby. You had me in the palm of your hand, your puppet on the string. And when I saw you with another man, well, that changed everything. Good look in your eyes, well, you got me hypnotized. Tell me what you're thinking, I'll never know. Well, I got news for you. Too far, so now you got caught with your head in the cookie jar. The right is all that you want, but now you got caught with your head in the cookie jar. Oh, sweet. Ooh, yeah. Oh, mama, please. Busted. Oh, you thought you were smooth, but you took it too far. So now you got caught with your head. Too tired to pass the word is all that you want. That's how you got caught with your head in a cookie jar. But you took it too far. Too far. You got caught with your head in a cookie jar. Too tired to pass the word is all that you want. That's how you got caught with your head in a cookie jar. In a cookie jar. And that's all that you own. Oh, yeah. That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from the band Morano, guitarist Duane Morano to the program. How you doing, Duane?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Where you calling from?
Oh, Virginia, just outside D.C.
Oh, nice. How's the weather there?
Raining today, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it rained here a little bit last night, but it's cloudy and a little cool today. I'm in North Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Now, I noticed from Facebook, I saw some pictures. You were at that show that Bradley Entertainment threw the other night in Maryland, huh?
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome.
So you met Billy DiNapoli from Wild America, right? You met Mike Floros.
Yep, finally, after all these years, got to finally meet him.
Yeah, those guys are very cool guys. I've had them on the show. I had Mike on the show, I think 3 times, and Billy at least once, and I think he's coming back on in a couple of weeks because they have a new album coming out. But
right.
Those guys are great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you meet
smoking set?
Did you meet the guys from? Did you meet Ashton from Native Sons?
Did not meet Ashton.
What about
or anyone from the other bands?
Oh, you didn't meet Joe either from Asphalt Valentine?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, those guys are pretty cool too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I've had them on the show a couple weeks back, and they're on High Vol. That's Bill Chavis's label, and they're really cool too. So, so have you lived in that area your whole life?
No, I moved up here maybe 10 years ago, something like that.
Oh yeah, where are you from originally?
Yeah, I was a Florida boy. I was down by Tampa.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, in a place called Port Richey.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that city.
Yep. Yeah, I spent 30 years there, and then needed a change of scenery.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Now, how old were you when you started playing guitar?
I was actually about 15.
Really?
Yep, started playing guitar at 15, but I've played piano since I was about 6.
Nice. Now, did you take guitar lessons?
No.
Just kind of?
No, I mean, my dad showed me stuff. I would sit down with my dad, and he would, oh, this is an E chord, this is a D chord.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started getting, he started showing me, some of his music, like the Chuck Berry and the Beatles and, the old Waylon Jennings and stuff like that. So.
Wow. So who, some of your guitar gods, some of your, who influenced you to want to play music?
Everyone from Chris Hayes from Huey Lewis and the News. He was a big influence. And then I heard 5150, and then that changed course of my guitar playing.
Uh-huh.
So Eddie Van Halen, Steve Vai, love Albert Lee. He's a great player. It kind of comes from all sorts of different backgrounds because of the piano. I would listen to Stevie Wonder and Billy Joel and Elton John.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would also listen to Van Halen and, all that stuff too. So it's it was a hodgepodge. And then my dad being a country music fan, I would hear his influences with the Albert Lee and the Chet Atkins and stuff like that.
How old were you when you had your first band?
15.
Really?
I was a keyboard player. Uh-huh.
Nice. What was the band called?
It was called Runaway.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, it was 1986, I want to say we started. Something like that.
Wow.
And then what got me on guitar was the guitar player quit the band. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. And then just started picking it up, piece by piece, using what I knew from the piano,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear that a lot from people that I interview that play guitar. They told me that they've played piano, first. That was the instrument that they started playing first as a younger child. And then some of them, accidentally just got into playing guitar, and some of them just said, let me give it a try. And, they wound up liking it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, kind of, music comes out of necessity sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, do you play, besides piano and guitar, do you play any other instruments?
Trumpet, and of course, the bass, because that's just an extension of the guitar.
Right.
I could play drums a little bit, but I wouldn't call myself a drummer, if you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I can keep time in the studio with the click track and keep it basic. So, let's see, other instruments, trumpet, harmonica. Used to play saxophone years ago. In the marching band in high school and all that stuff.
That's pretty cool. Now,
do
you enjoy writing songs too?
Oh yeah, that's like my outlet.
And when you write the songs, you write the lyrics as well as the music, or you just write the music to what a singer gives you?
Well, I can do it either way.
Uh-huh.
And I've done it, this whole CD we did was kind of done that way, where sometimes we'd have the lyrics, sometimes it was the music, sometimes it all just came at once.
Now, Morano formed in 2016, correct? But the debut album, Incognito, that came out in 2019. Now, that's kind of it's like a super group almost, right? Because you've incorporated members from Tyketto and Extreme and FireHouse and XYZ, right?
Yeah.
Now, how did that come about?
A lot of luck.
Okay.
I mean, actually, it started way back. Oh, gosh, I don't even remember what year it was. But I went to go to a FireHouse show. Mm-hmm. And the backline company didn't have the amp that Bill was used to using. And the owner of the venue knew I had the same exact amp. So he asked me to bring it down.
Okay.
So I went and brought it down and let Bill use it. And we just became friends from that night. And next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, hey, I'm over in Orlando. Why don't you come out? Oh, okay. Went over to a show in Orlando and we hung out and just became friends from there.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah. And then when I came up to visit DC, he's like, oh, here, stop on by my house. Gave me his address, went to his house. We had dinner and all that good stuff. Got to meet his wife and kids. And it was nice. We just kind of stayed that route.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started having accounting questions. Now I'm an accountant by trade, because you always have to have something to fall back on,
Okay.
So, and, next thing you know, we started getting into the whole accounting thing. And, it just there's a friendship that really grew. And then that led to the CD. I cut some demos, gave him the bill. This is going back, oh gosh, I would say about 6 years before the CD came out.
Wow.
Okay, I gave him a couple of demos. Like, yeah, what do you think of these? And da-da-da-da-da, maybe you could mix them. And he gave me some mixes and stuff like that. And just, it didn't feel right. The drums sounded mechanical and everything else.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, I'm just going to scrap this for now. And, went on with my life. And then finally I was like, I think I might want to do this. Got together with Bill. He came up for a show, watched him play. They were playing at a place called the Tally Ho out in Leesburg here.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to dinner before the show. And he just asked me, hey, when are you going to do something? And I thought about it and I was like, maybe I should. And then I went and saw the show. And that's when I was like, yeah, I miss doing this. I need to do it again. And from there, the CD started.
Wow. And you became good friends with Pat from Extreme. He played on a few tracks, right?
Yep. Pat played on a few tracks from Extreme. He was another happy accident. He was doing his CD, his Nasty Ass Honey Badger CD.
Okay.
And someone had told me, hey, he's doing a CD, check it out. He's got some cool stuff that he's got up for grabs. So I saw some of the stuff he was like getting rid of on Pledge Music. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Let me get that. So then he sends me an email. Hey, I see you got my Pato cam. And I just decided to be a smart ass back and turn around and go, well, I really wanted one of Nuno's guitars, but he didn't have any. So and then just from there, we just spent the whole day emailing back and forth.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah. And then, that grew from there.
And then you have Nita's on there too, right? Now, how'd you get her?
Nita was working on her CD on Kickstarter, and she had a pledge thing going on there where if you did X amount of whatever it was, dollar amount, she would do a song on your CD. Now, I've always been a huge fan of hers because I'm an Ibanez fan.
Right.
And that's how I first started hearing her play. And I was like, let me get her. That would be fun. And we did Manhattan together.
Mm-hmm.
So that one, there's no real big story behind that one.
Now Nita Strauss she's played with Alice Cooper, correct?
Yeah.
She played on a lot of his stuff as well. So, I mean, that's got to be pretty cool. Now, this album also features 4 singers. I mean, you got Brian Cole, Danny Vaughn, Dan Michaels, and Terry Ilous. What's it like working with great singers like that?
That was like the most mind-blowing thing that I ever had musically, because the choices for melodies and tones and things like that on whose voice would fit what song best.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, some songs Terry sang and Danny sang and Brian sang.
Right.
And I would go back and I'd listen to him. And it's like trying to make that choice. Okay, well, I like the way he said this word better, and I like the way he phrased this better. And it was just like trying to pick, and it was the most impossible thing in the world. But working with them, I mean, it was an amazing adventure. Everyone just ran with it and enjoyed doing what they were doing. People would hunker down in their basements or whatever, and like Danny recorded his vocals on a laptop in his living room.
Wow.
With a microphone.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it was just like the most low-key thing you'd ever want to do. And it was just mainly for fun, and that was my whole thing. I just want to have fun with it. And they were like, let's have some fun with it. You're right. Everything's too serious. And next thing you know, 4 tracks later, Danny did his thing, Terry did his thing, Brian, actually, Mike from Steel City introduced me to Brian.
Right.
So
now, were you shocked by how great this album came out after you finished everything? Were you like blown away?
I still hear all the little turds. so thank you. I can say that. But it's just, you always, as a musician, you always try to do better than what you always did.
Right.
So it's like, I'll listen to it every now and then, and I'll be like, oh, I wish I played this here, or I wish I did that there.
Mm-hmm.
It's art. You keep tinkering with it. You're never done with your painting, so to speak.
Yeah. Now, I listen to the CD all the time. I love it. I think it's great. Every track on the CD is great. Do you have a favorite track on the CD? And if you do, which one is it and why?
I'm probably going to say Sincerely Yours would be my favorite track on the CD.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah. When we started doing that one, that was actually the first song that we started working on for the CD. And I sent, just the guitar riff with a click track and then a scratch vocal. Brian had a scratch vocal on it. And then there was like a little click track with a little boom tap thing going on. And that went to Michael. And then Pat got a copy of it and heard the guitars. And it just, what everyone contributed to it just really amazed me. And then Shane French, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yep.
So he played the first guitar solo right before the second one during the main section.
And Michael Foster's on that song too, right?
Yes, he is. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean,
I forgot to mention him. Whoops.
Yeah, it's you,
sorry, Mikey.
You and Brian and Pat and Michael and Shane on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yep.
my favorite one on the album is Cookie Jar. I love that song.
That's a fun song.
And you got Tony Franklin on that song. I mean, he's playing in that song. That's a great song.
Yeah, Tony brought that song to life. That's because his bass line on that, the way he just moves around.
Oh, yeah.
Just really added a dimension that wouldn't get doing the guitars and with the horns and stuff. He actually had horns on there and then scrapped them once we heard the bass line. So
I love every song. I mean, After the Love is great. Kid Gloves is good. Even though I love that one Terry does, Love is Just a Lie. I mean, that's great too.
Yeah, he wrote that one and he presented that one to me because I didn't have that one at all. Terry's like, hey, how about this song? And he sent me a voicemail with an acoustic guitar and him singing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, we can build on that, definitely. Then from there, J.K. Northrup came in and he did a lot of work on that song to help us with it. And I want to say Pat Fontaine also was involved with that one with Terry as far as helping write the music and the lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Hearts, too. That's a great one as well.
So that was actually one of the original demos that I sent to Bill. Remember I was talking about the demos a little while ago?
Right.
That was actually a piano song before, like on the original demo.
That's kick-ass, man. I mean, you guys shared the stage with bands like Tesla, FireHouse, After the Fall. I mean, what's it like playing with those guys? I mean, that must have been pretty damn cool, right?
Oh, that was beyond cool. I mean, that's like one of those, your mouth just hits the floor. When you're sitting there standing there with someone that, you saw when you were 15 years old, like with Tesla. I saw them back in 1985 at like the Lakeland Civic Center down in Florida, and they were opening for David Lee Roth on the Eat 'em and Smile tour.
That's awesome.
So then to actually have a conversation with like Frank Hannon, it just blew my mind, and then like the couple of shows we did with them, talked a little bit guitar and things like that. And, got to hear some nice stories like way back when about Modern Day Cowboy and when that was on the radio and what he was doing. And it was just really cool. You can't replace that type of memory.
How was CJ and the guys in FireHouse?
Oh, they're great. CJ, Bill, and everyone else, they're always great.
That's cool.
They've really done a lot for me, as a friend, and also, musically letting me open for him, helping with the CD, and, God knows how many remixes of different songs for Bill, putting him, to pull his hair out.
That's funny.
So.
What was the biggest highlight of all the shows that you've done so far?
Oh, I'm going to say Raleigh in North Carolina when we were on tour with Tesla. It just had such a nice vibe from the crowd.
Yeah.
You could feel it, and you had their energy and you just moved with them.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
I saw the pictures you guys posted from that show on your Facebook page, and it looked like it was a pretty wild time.
No, it was. It was a completely insane experience, to say the least,
Yeah, like I told you before, I recently had Brian Cole on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me that he's the full-time singer now of
yes, he is,
of Morano, which I think is very cool. Now, have you put together a full-time band as well?
Yes. So was talking with Brian, and we decided, hey, the CD, we got it out. Now what do we do with it? You know what I mean? It's just kind of sitting there, and you can't really put a super group together, with like a Pat Badger and a Michael Foster because of their schedule.
Right.
It can't be done. And also defeat the whole purpose of the CD, which is Incognito,
right,
which is them going undercover to help the accountant guy and, not doing their normal routine. And that was like the whole play on the Incognito thing. So
who are the new members of the band?
All right. Let's see. We have Matt Ferrante playing drums. So he was in, he does After the Phone, a whole bunch of other stuff up in Pittsburgh. And then you have Lee Caruso, plays guitar with me, just a smoking guitar player, great musician, great singer, you know, and just can't go wrong with him. And then you have Paul Gaffudi, hope I said his last name right. I have trouble with last, I'm not like very good with it. So he plays bass, and he literally went through and, you know, asked me for the isolated bass track, because he's like, no, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to play exactly how it was on the record. And he literally went note for note and just, you know, took it to a whole new level. So, and then, of course, Brian, you know, Brian's singing, and, you know, God bless him for his voice.
Oh, yeah, man, he is.
Without his voice,
yeah,
this whole thing would have been done.
He's phenomenal, isn't he?
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, he's one of the best.
Find a better singer.
He's one of the best out there for that genre. He really is, and he's a good guy too. So I mean, that helps too. You know,
exactly. You're right. I mean, you walked in and was like, "Hey, what's up?" "Oh, hey, what's up?" You know, no ego, no pretentious, nothing.
Nope. I love every time I have him on the show. I love talking to him. He's a great guy. I mean, he can talk. He can tell a good story.
Oh yeah, he can.
You know? And that makes my job easier too, because I just have to throw something out there and he just runs with it. You know what I mean? And he's brilliant at what he does. He's not only a great singer, but he's a good producer as well. You know?
Oh yeah, completely. Like all the background vocals on most of the songs, he produced all those.
Nice.
You know, there was a couple of ones that I was like, okay, I'd like to hear this here, but like all the stuff in After the Love, you know, that was like all him. Like, hey, what about this? What about this? Let's try this here. Put this here, and you know, copy paste, move around. You know,
right.
And it's just, you know, the way his mind works musically was just beyond comprehension.
Yeah. So now that you have permanent singer, you have a permanent band that's going to go out and play these great songs with you, have you written enough material for a new album? If so, when can we expect?
New album is being recorded.
Okay.
Brian's in the studio doing his thing. We're getting it past the demo phase shortly to actually do the final tracking. You know, the things that are different with this one, it's actually written as a band for the most part. You know, because I want everyone to have their input. You know what I mean? It's not just because the band's got my last name doesn't mean it's a dictatorship. You know what I mean?
Right.
So everyone's got to have their say and, you know, be happy with the final product. So, you know, right now we're going through finishing up the demo phase, and then from there we'll do the final recording. So I'm hoping that for the end of the year, you know, I mean, we're going on June now, so I'm hoping that September, so we can start, you know, finishing up right around the end of festival season and go from there.
That's pretty cool. Now, do you plan on shooting any music videos for this new release?
Oh yeah, we actually have talked about all that stuff. And because, you know, they're all up in Pittsburgh and I'm down here in Northern Virginia, so it's like a 4-hour trek for me.
Okay.
So it's like, and then Brian with, you know, all of his producing and stuff like that, going back and forth with Nashville, and then Matt's got like 5 different projects he's got going on. So, and Lee has his thing going on with the studio and, you know, his management company and things like that. So it's kind of hard to get us all together in the same room at the same time.
Right.
You know, but we are definitely going to be doing some music videos. In fact, we have one that we're working on for this CD that's already out.
Okay.
That Brian sang on.
Oh, okay.
So, and what we did is retract all the instruments with the actual band playing it. So, you know, just as like a little, it's a COVID thing. You know, we started working on it when COVID, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, COVID's over. You can go out now. You know, so it kind of sat on the back burner there for a little bit.
So you're saying you're going to shoot a video with a song from Incognito?
Yes.
Which one is it? Don't Believe You?
Nope, not that one. Cookie.
Oh, Cookie Jar.
Cookie. Yep.
Oh, nice. That's going to be pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. So, you know, and also the other thing we're doing is we're making sure we get plenty of footage in the studio and stuff like that, so we have it. You know, because, you know, we want to put the whole package together. We want to create the memories that we have and hold on to them. So even if we don't do anything with it,
right,
we still got the footage. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, here's a question for you. Do you think music videos are still an important marketing tool for a band and an artist?
I do.
Even though MTV's gone, it doesn't matter, right?
Nope. No, it's because it all comes down to how people consume music nowadays.
Right. It's all,
you know, music consumption has changed now with things like YouTube Red, where you just download whatever song you want, pretty much, or whatever video you want, and
right,
you know, Apple Music and Spotify and all that stuff. You know, the whole game has changed since, you know, way back when. So music videos are still very relevant because you still need to market your band. People still want to know what you look like. It's not like back in 1978 where you look dicks. I'm like, okay, I don't know what they look like. I'm going to put it on because consumers shop with your eyes. You know what I mean? We've turned into that sort of society.
Now, are you a fan of physical copies?
I am.
I am too.
Yeah, I like to pull the tray card out, and I like to read the credits and see who worked on it and read the lyrics as I'm listening to it for the first time. And,
right.
There's something about that experience that you don't get, when you just, I'm buying my MP3s.
Yeah.
It feels like you bought nothing.
I collect vinyl still. I have 8-tracks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have 8-track tapes. I have cassette tapes. I have 45s. I have CDs. I collect whatever I can get my hands on, So, will there ever be a Morano release on vinyl?
If there's enough interest in it, because vinyl is super expensive to make.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to have remastering and things like that done. It was talked about when we started the whole Pledge campaign way back when, before Pledge went bankrupt and kind of screwed everyone, but that's a different story altogether. But we did talk about doing a vinyl run of like 50 copies.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, right? Just like a limited edition or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then you have a 50 copy collection, and that 50 copy collection is every bit of $1,000, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
And then especially for a new act like me, where you don't have years of history to fall back on. It's like a lot of door knocking. Hey, you want to buy a copy? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you guys have any plans to do any shows anytime soon?
We're working right now. We're talking with 2 different booking agents.
Okay.
To get some stuff going, so this way we can start, getting the chops up, start testing the new material a little bit on people and things like that. So, yeah, we're definitely working on something. In fact, I got to meet Brad over at the show on Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd never met him. Me and him had talked for a few years, on and off on Facebook, but never really met or anything like that. Kind of like we had each other's numbers in our phones, but then I finally got to meet him at the event. So
very cool.
So, hopefully we can be doing something with him in the future, which would be nice because he's right here in the DC area.
Yeah, that would be
so
that would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Someone that can book me around in our home turf, that would be nice.
Have you heard about Rockin' Pod?
Rockin' Pod, didn't that replace Rockin' Skull?
It may have. Different? Rockin' Pod is it's a festival that involves music bands and podcasts, and I believe this year it's taking place in Nashville, Tennessee, in the first week of August.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wish I would have known about that. I didn't even know about Rockin' Pod until Mike Flores told me about it, and had I known, I would have booked some tickets and went there myself, because that's good exposure for me, because I do a podcast and I interview bands, so I would be in heaven out there. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup right now. I'm like,
yeah, dang. Right. So, that would be pretty cool. Something to look forward to maybe next year if you don't get on the bill this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when you're not playing music and stuff, what do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies?
Cooking and photography.
Oh, awesome. What do you like to cook?
Just about anything Italian. I like making steaks and grilling and smoking food. And, I got like a whole little smoker.
Oh, really?
Set up. Oh, yeah. In fact, smoked a brisket today.
Oh, nice. I love brisket.
Yeah, cleaned it up and trimmed it, and let it sit in a few days with whatever voodoo rub I bought at the store. I haven't ventured into making my own rubs yet.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, ended up doing that, and just also shooting pictures and stuff like that. Got myself a nice little DSLR, and I like to go into DC, like all the old architecture and the houses and the history, and just photograph it.
Now, are you good at photographing, doing photographs for the band and stuff?
Never really tried.
Yeah, you should try that. Maybe do some press photos for the band.
Yeah, I've thought about that, but sometimes you never want to hire yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, it's cheaper.
It's definitely cheaper, but you can't be that person behind the camera and in front of the camera going, okay, move down, move your head to the left. Oh, the light got you right here.
Yeah, that's
you don't
true.
get that. You don't get that sort of direction.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right. If that's good, I'll just grab my iPhone and be like, hey, there we go, we're done. But no, I know what you're saying. With the way screens are and whatnot on camera, you can like flip them around and articulate them and everything else. So
right.
I should play with that. You gave me an idea now. Thank you.
Do you have a website you'd like to promote?
Actually, my website is in the works right now.
Okay.
I had a website, and then management didn't renew my name for the domain.
Okay.
And someone swooped in and bought my name.
Now, is that the plastic surgeon?
I believe so.
Because I clicked on DuaneMorano.com and it went to plastic surgery. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know Duane does plastic surgery. If I ever need Botox, I can get him up for it,
Exactly. That's why I'm popular with the ladies' boob jobs,
Yeah, exactly.
No, someone went in and bought my name.
Yeah,
like a couple of days after the domain expired.
Yeah, I think it's a plastic surgeon because I clicked on that and it was a plastic surgery. So I'm like, wow, boob jobs by day, guitar by night. Wow, this guy's pretty cool,
Exactly. Hey, why not? So, actually, right now, the easiest spot is going to be on Instagram or Facebook at Morano Band.
Cool, man.
So,
anything that I didn't ask you that you want to add to the show?
Oh, not really. I can't think of anything because it's like, everything's just now starting to open up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like everything's in the work, but you don't want to say anything because you don't want to jinx yourself.
Right.
I can tell you, or I'll tell you this: Nuno is mixing the new CD there.
Nuno Betancourt is?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty kick-ass.
So yeah, he's mixed there. There's your Easter egg.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That and there's one person doing a keyboard spot.
And when can we expect this? You said by the end of the summer, maybe.
I'm hoping by the end of the summer, beginning of fall. That's what I'm shooting for.
Does it have a title or you can't say?
Doesn't have a title yet.
Nice.
Right now it's just called Bunch of Shit. Literally. that's the email thread. Bunch of Shit. Just okay, here, check this out. Oh, what do you think of this? So
well, that's pretty cool though, man. I mean, Nuno, for Christ's sakes, I mean, that is pretty effing awesome, man.
I mean, that was one of the things, from meeting Pat, got to meet Nuno, because like that whole guitar thing, that was the joke that started, and then about 2 months after that, I got one of Nuno's guitars.
Wow.
So it was actually one of the guitars he used on the 25th anniversary Porn Graffiti tour.
That is awesome. Now, is he going to play on this album at all or no?
No, he's not going to play that.
Duane, I want to tell you something, man. I've been waiting to have you on the show for a while, since I heard that CD, Incognito, and dude, I think you kick ass. You're a great guitar player, and I want to thank you for coming on the show today. And
I appreciate you having me on. It really means a lot.
Anytime, man. If you want to come back on, you and Brian should come back on when you're about to release it. I'd love to have both of you on.
Sounds good to me.
All right, brother. Well, you take care and enjoy the rest of the holiday weekend, all right?
Oh, you too. Thanks.
All right. Take care, brother.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.